Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Helm to Tower. It's Mike here, and that's right. It's time to talk about Destiny. It has been a minute since I think I've talked about Destiny in any capacity on the channel, which I know is weird. I have to give the rigmarole of, this used to be a predominantly a Destiny channel, but I've shifted it over time, and now I talk about other games, and Destiny just is also one of those games I'll talk about when I want to talk about it, and that's just where I'm at with it. But I'm really excited to see this stuff. Year of Prophecy is kind of what they're going with. I have seen a couple bits of information from this, so I'm not seeing this completely blind, but I tried to not see as much as possible so I can watch this and kind of react, give thoughts and about Destiny and all that stuff. So let's do it. Let's get in here. Edge of Fate. I do be edging. And Fate, I couldn't think of anything. Long day of work. Anyway.
Is silence.
Oh, cool. Actually, hold on. Sorry, let me make sure this is.
I am summoning you as a new age begins. I see sapient life turn to each other.
Leaving the tower.
They remember how to look.
That's right, go to space.
Stars. They remember
I like that shot. That's a cool shot.
They remember how to thrive.
Ooh, all the ripply.
But they
All right,
have forgotten.
we're on the edge of our system, you could
They
say.
forgot we were here long before the Traveler. They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember.
Fated to remember.
I will remind you. I'm sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else.
Oh. She just shedded her skin. And now she's an armored lady.
My will is my own.
Whoa. I guess that's the emissary of the Nine for Destiny heads.
All right, everyone, hello
Cool.
and welcome here to Bungie HQ in beautiful Bellevue, Washington.
Mysterious, I like it.
An amazing stream lined up for you to tell
I
everybody
really
a
enjoy
little
that
bit about the Age of
cat
Fate and the future of
sticker.
Destiny 2 as
Very
well.
good.
My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As always, I am joined by some of my amazing colleagues here at Bungie to share some of the finer details of the stuff that we're going to be getting into today. So how about we go ahead and get into it so we can show you what we got. Starting first with this gentleman on my right and to your left is someone that you've probably seen if you've tuned into our streams before or Vidocs, the one and only Mr. Robbie.
The squad. I've seen these squads before.
I'm doing great, Andy. It's always a pleasure to spend a day with you.
Yeah, it's been a nice time, honestly, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
always.
To that end as well, for anyone that doesn't get to hang out as much as we do, can you tell everyone at home a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, sure. So I'm one of the creative and game directors for the game. So that means like I'm a vision holder and I work across the entire Destiny team with people like Allison and Dylan on the couch here to chart a new course for Destiny and a new future for the game. And just incredibly excited to be sharing with everyone today of what we've been up to.
Yeah, can't wait. We've got a big show ahead, so thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, as we move, right on down the line, someone who, again, has also had the good opportunity to join us on these streams as well, and is now firing some finger guns like a pro. Destiny's narrative director, the one and only Allison Lures. Allison,
hello.
how's it going?
It's going so good. I'm here on a couch and I get to yell about Destiny with you. So
Not
it's a
bad
good day.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take that anytime I can. Well,
Same.
for anyone who also hasn't had a chance to yell on couches about Destiny with us or hasn't joined us in the past, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Allison. I'm the narrative director for Destiny 2. And so that means it's the job of me and my team to make you laugh and make you cry and make you go, whoa, I totally forgot about this thing from 8 years ago. How did they remember? It's because we're good at our jobs.
It's true.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
As someone who gets to sit in on the writer, I can confirm that.
It's a good.
Thank
It's a
you.
good.
Having you there.
So much fun.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. song.
And of course,
You going like, oh yeah,
the gentleman there, at the very end of
Oryx.
the couch, someone who is a friend to all Guardian kind, who's known far and wide, a member of the Destiny Global Comms team here at Bungie, Mr.
Oh,
Dylan
DMG.
Gaffner. How's it going, Dylan?
It's going well. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for
Got to make sure to ask every time.
I appreciate it. I need all the help I can get. Well, to anyone out there who may not have accosted you on the wild world of social media or is just somehow meeting you for the first time, do you mind telling us about what you do here at Bungie?
My name is Dylan Gaffner, formerly community team, where we would go out, collect your feedback, translate it to the dev team, and then bring their information back to you, kind of be that middleman. Now I'm on Global Comms, so I'm going to be in more of like a puzzle piece organization stage of what do we talk about, when do we talk about it, why do we talk about it, and then just making sure we get the information out to all players.
Yeah, well, we all appreciate
Nice.
it. Thank you for always being the voice of the player inside our house.
Good for Dylan. Moving it up. Moving up in the
Well, now
world.
we've kind of got the intros out of the way. Let's talk about our new saga. Robbie, I'd love to start with you. What's up next
New
in Destiny?
saga.
Exploring?
Let's
Yeah,
hear
so
it.
our first expansion this year, The Edge of Fate, is the start of a brand new multi-year saga called the Fate Saga. And so we want to tell a story about something older.
New saga. Going
about the
big.
nature of fate
Okay.
itself. Are we bound by it? Can we fight it? Because before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system, there was already space magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so ultimately, this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
You're talking about the Nine, aren't you?
Who
Yeah.
told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
know?
I'll
Yeah.
set you off.
We did such a good job with this
Really
secret.
buried that lead, didn't we? Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who and maybe more appropriately, what are the Nine?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description possible, the Nine are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way, 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 way longer than the Traveler. We can think of them as being kind of connected to
Okay.
each of
I'm
the
totally down for them to
celestial
like
bodies in
explore
Soul. So that's
more
each
of the
our
Nine
8 planets
and
plus
that kind
the
of
sun.
stuff.
Sorry, Pluto.
Messed up.
Didn't make the cut.
Because like you said, there's always
I don't
been
make the rules. Yeah, there you go.
they've always been like a
But,
part of the
the
universe and
important thing to know about
mystical
them
and
is that,
mysterious.
This is why we're going to be so
So,
focused on the solar system. For
starting the
next,
mystery,
saga.
I'm all
We
for.
want to ask questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Nine, obviously, Eagle-eyed Guardians have been able to spot references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the Nine really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely neighing to the Nine doing genuinely awful, awful things in our lore. And so the important thing to know about them is that the Nine are individuals. This isn't a collective. It's not like a hive mind. Each of them are kind of their own being, their own person in the loose definition of a person. They have different wants and desires. They can ally with different members and fight with different members too. In the words of one of our characters really early on, there are aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the Nine are qualified as.
Fair enough. All right. So beings of obviously immense power, or something
Sure,
the Guardians
yeah,
have
like
gone
that.
toe-to-toe with in the past.
Look at those
We've
art.
faced
I
off
see the
against
cool
very
art on the
embodiment of Dark
table there
itself.
too. That's cool.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about because ultimately the Nine seek to free themselves at no matter the cost to humanity. And because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not bound by the same rules that we are, that we've really experienced before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many of them, are ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really care or think about beyond, achieving their ultimate goals. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, for the last 10 years, Guardians have really just been making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Nine is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the Nine have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along? These are extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it in a very different way.
It's like they're a move ahead in chess.
Weird.
What a reference. But you were
I get it, 'cause it's a
the Fate
chessboard they
Saga
put in the
as one of
game.
subjects of today.
Ah.
How long can we expect the Fate Saga to last?
Yeah, so the Fate Saga is going to play out over several years, and ultimately, we know where we're driving this car. We know where we're going with it. But the
Several
conclusion
years.
of the Edge of Fate itself
Lofty.
is going to leave you with more questions than answers, and it's going to be the catalyst into this new multi-year saga. Because we really want to return Destiny to being a game about big questions, right? And so the way we think about this is about pouring jet fuel into the speculation engine of the game. So we're going to be
there's
revealing
like some
a lot of
fallen
ideas,
stuff
a
in
lot of
there.
concepts, and many of them we're not going to be answering
Planet with like a
immediately
weird
because we're going to be telling
tornado
the story
coming out of
over
it.
multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you
Always
those
cool- always cool
expansion
art from
beats,
the Bungie team.
more times than we have before in the past. And so the Year of Prophecy kicks off with the Fate Saga, and with it, humanity is now set on a collision course with this celestial
Edge of Fate,
pantheon
July
of the
15th.
system that's
Okay.
been here for a very,
Sooner than I
very
thought.
long time. And so
I guess
the Edge of
they did
Fate
say. I
launches
think
on
some
July
point there was
15th,
people saying like
and then the
July
second
was
expansion of our
kind
Year
of
of
leaked or
Prophecy
they were
is
talking about. But there
Renegades,
you go.
which comes this winter. And then
Renegades.
later in 2026,
Second expansion.
we've got Shattered Cycle and The Alchemist. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of
Okay,
exciting
they're
things. And
they're
so, again,
just
the Edge of
name
Fate
dropping
is
the
just the
2
beginning of
expansions
this
for
long
next year
journey
too.
of
Okay.
this awesome vehicle we're all jumping into and driving together, and it's going to take us to some new places.
That's exciting. So, with regards to the Edge of Fate right here in front of us, you were also nice enough to bring the class something today. You've got some gameplay with you,
Oh
right?
yeah, we got some clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should show those off.
Clips.
Let's check it
Like
out.
the present. Let's check it out.
Was a subway train crashing into?
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just
Wow.
show us disasters. Observe, connect.
Cool looking destination.
I'm not human anymore.
Oh, new character, new guy.
Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
Oh, cool. Like it's like a new like drone looking enemy.
Enough.
Oh, that's a cool hand cannon of some kind, like an arc.
Remove your scornful blindfold.
Oh, that's like a. Those fall. There's like falling with like jetpacks. Okay. Oh man, that's a morph ball in Destiny 2. Let's fucking go. Okay, now this is what I. This is what gets me. Let's fucking go. That looked cool.
Return.
Okay.
All
They
that,
know how to make
gives
some
us
damn
an
cool
awful
trailers.
lot to
Still,
go ahead and
they're
continue
still
to dive
cooking with these
into.
trailers.
And here to help us go ahead and explore a little bit more of it, everyone, you probably noticed we've been joined by someone new here on the couch. We are privileged to be joined by someone who's the originator of perhaps my favorite all-time Destiny emote, the one and only Dave Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason somehow doesn't have that emote in their collection or hasn't seen you in a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a
Cool
little bit
trailer.
about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I'm art director.
I love that
of
they're
Fate.
going full in
Work
on
with our team
Metroidvania
to
stuff. Like they
visualize the
talked about that was kind of the
narrative,
idea of
design,
this
bring it all
expansion,
It's a lot to bring together. Thank
and
you
very
much.
clearly
So,
inspired
with the
when
Edge
you
of Fate,
see
it's
that
obviously
like
the
it's
first
straight up just
expansion in the
going
Fate
through like a
saga.
morph ball,
Allison,
like
let's start
Metroid
with you,
Prime
actually.
ass
What can you
tunnel.
Tell us about the Edge of Fate.
The Edge of Fate
Hell yeah.
begins with an
Love that.
invitation. And we are invited, along with a very specific group of people, to a location, to a moment in time for a very specific reason.
Very specific purpose.
Very specific reason and purpose, yes. And the place that we're going to is called Kepler. And so you may be saying, now, Allison, hold on. Hold your horses
You read
1
my mind.
second.
Yeah.
Because the Kepler I know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy.
There's Drifter's ship in the background up in space there. I saw that.
Didn't you know,
Cool.
if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny. And that's where we're going, to Kepler.
Super exciting. This is kind of
So it's just like it is a new, brand new planet, but it's like still technically in our solar system.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here
But
is
it's like
just
unique
trying
to
something new.
Destiny's
We're expanding
universe.
the universe
Okay.
of Destiny, creating new mysteries to uncover.
It looks like it looks like a new, fresh new destination. Like it kind of reminds me of like Nessus a little bit,
exotic missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it
but
all
obviously way
through
more
a
like
Metroidvania expired
mystical
experience. So at
and-
the heart of all of this,
but also there's, like,
the
giant
fate
groups,
is a
like,
player-driven exploration
grotesque
and discovery
spores
of an
and-
exotic world with brand new abilities.
It's all kinds of
Just
stuff.
Just maybe dig a little bit deeper. Like, how is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions that we've made for Destiny?
Yeah, so at the global scale, when we're thinking about,
I guess it makes sense to see a bunch of Vexy stuff because they said like seems like there's like some time
we're doing
shenanigans
instead of just one
going on because they said they're going like a very specific point in time.
Bigger than something like a Rise of Iron.
Yeah, look at them.
D1. And so both of these expansions combined,
They're like
are going to be
Jetpack
even more expansion
Fallen.
content than we've done in the past. And by delivering 2 of these a year, we're upping the pace of major world and story
Corsair.
events that really matter to players and are going to be pushing the Fate saga forward. And so we're trying radical new things, which each of these expansions. And so alongside
Oh,
this new
wait.
destination,
Yeah, there was-
Kepler,
there was,
this
like,
exotic
ammo
world that
meters on
players
their
will
HUD.
explore with brand
Look,
new
yeah, look there.
abilities. We also have world tiers.
Oh,
World
they're-
tiers allow you to
okay,
take
so
on
he's-
a higher level of challenge.
Guardian
on the
using their
destination in order to
abilities.
attract some of the best loot. Within the
Guardian was using
but
their
what's cool
abilities
about
and
world
was like
tiers is as you play through the
regenerating
mainline story and you
those
play through the first
ammo
couple of world
types.
tiers, you're going to unlock later
Interesting.
world tiers. And as you're claiming these abilities, as you're exploring the world more, as you're discovering more,
I got
within the release,
completely
putting these
sidetracked
puzzle
by the
pieces
ammo
together
meters because
and
that's
figuring
like pretty
out how
different.
to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world tiers in the post game, you can start to solve these problems in different ways that you couldn't before.
so
in
they're
the
doing,
original
like,
playthrough. And so
Sort of
alongside
Diablo-esque
all of this, we're also gonna
world
have a
tier,
ton of
difficulty
quest
tier
content
kind of
that
stuff
we're
on this
rethinking about
destination.
how we, use
I'm
within the
down
game.
for that. That sounds
So
cool.
On Kepler, there's some non-linearity within the destination itself, and so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something, and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters in the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that story. And so, yeah, again, this is all about us just looking at the formulas.
Oh yeah, and
that
that's
we've
like
been
that's a
building
this
in
is
Destiny
that's
for
a
the
gun
last
from
10
Destiny
years.
1,
And
right?
some
Like
of them
that
are
was like
really
a
strong,
sniper
but they're due for some
gun
experimentation.
that they just had in his
some
hand.
radical changes, and so that's what you're seeing here with the first taste of the Edge of Fate.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Strand rocket launcher too.
I love
Cool.
everything you just said. I was a little distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like exotic sniper rifle. I think I saw, kind of recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
Some enemies with a couple really cool twists. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's multiple new abilities that your players are going to be able to discover on Kepler that's going to make them navigate and look
Yeah,
at the
tell me about
world,
the morph ball.
in different ways.
I wanna be a
But the one
morph
you're
ball in
talking about,
Destiny.
Dylan, we see it as our premier ability, the crown jewel of the release, and that's called Matter Spark. And Dave has joined us. And
Matter
he's,
Spark.
helps us take the vision of the narrative and the design and the art and smush it together in amazing experiences. And so I think Dave should talk to us more about Matter
Yeah,
Spark.
please.
Yeah. So there's this new source of energy on Kepler, this strange dark matter. So the Guardian binds itself to the dark matter using the arc powers within. You can think of the dark matter as like a medium, and the arc is this
Cool.
catalyst
Okay.
that will like.
Oh, and it's
allow
like
you to
it's like arc jolting and doing all kinds of stuff.
transforming into
You can like
Matter Spark lets you
leap into enemies with it.
squeeze into
Okay.
tight areas,
Yeah, there's like half
race around
pipes and
areas,
it's like
jump
half
over
pipes
stuff,
and like
and it
things in the
also
environment
allows
too. You can like hit.
turn into this
That's kind of that's pretty fun.
electric
Okay.
rolling ball of death.
Oh my god! Look at all
jolting
the look at all
and
the
shocking
enemies that were
come
there.
across.
Jesus. It's like
So obviously,
it's like
one
30
big part
Vex
movement,
just
one big part
chilling
combat,
there.
But I mean, even just in addition to that, to look a little bit, wider. Like
okay, and they're using it to like activate those puzzles. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the team really had to rethink what it means to build a destination with these abilities in mind. A simple
That's cool.
hill
I like that. Like, it's like a
becomes
different-
ramp to get to a new space.
It's a different
crack
kind
in the
of
wall, it
movement and
basically
traversal
will
thing.
reveal a whole new area to explore. It's also a new way to engage
gonna
with
goop
enemies.
myself real
Instead
quick.
of taking a bunch of enemies head on, you can find a Matter Spark pad,
Stabilizing dark
transform,
matter.
turn into this electric ball of death, and then just like start racing around.
Oh,
the
I
arena,
see. They had, like,
dash over
a-
their heads,
They change their
flank from
melee.
behind,
And like they'll
then,
use the melee to
really
like move
give
platforms
the,
and
House of
stuff.
Exile
Okay.
on Kepler a bad day.
As well we should. It's a good day for us as well. So what are some of the other Kepler abilities that we'll be able to unlock while we're out there as well?
Yeah, so each of these Kepler abilities are a mix of dark matter and our Guardian's powers. So we have the Relocator Cannon, which is this new fallen dark matter tech mixed with void. This is going to allow you to bypass laser walls.
Yeah, see, that changed their melee ability down there.
Relay networks.
They're
just
throwing it
basically
at
teleport
those.
around the world. Another ability that we have is Mattermorph. This is dark matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able
I
to
can see like the
basically
placeholder names,
push
but like
and
the
morph
this
and
is
move,
matter ball charge.
geometry to create bridges, open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is describing, and when we were thinking
Cool.
about building this
I like that.
world,
That's
it was all
neat.
about like, hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world in a different way, and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free roam, and the quest content, and beyond. But also, what was really important to us is that we lean into Destiny's first-class ability gameplay. And so with Matterspark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping, you're dashing into enemies to destroy them, you're doing giant explosions with them. With the Relocator Cannon, you're just blowing everything up with void explosions and graviton lance style, like little secret projectiles. And then what's really fun about Mattermorph is you can just be like throwing these strange shurikens basically to just like delete an encounter before you then like start to morph the environment around you and move to the next area. And so it's just really exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players just like solve puzzles and fight encounters in ways that like we don't even expect yet, and see how they take on the destination. And just like I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into especially the post-game experience, it's going to unlock, there's something unlocks with Matterspark that really changes the way that you can play through the entire destination.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about dark matter,
Yes.
we have darkness abilities like Strand and Stasis already. Like, how is dark matter different?
Yeah, so dark matter and darkness are two completely separate things. They're completely different things. But dark matter does exist in our world.
Dark matter looks like
in the
it's
world
like some
of Destiny,
flood,
we know it
death,
as
like
being
Halo
totally
ass.
connected to the Nine. It's what
like
the Nine are
goo.
actually made out of. In our world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really see it, and it wouldn't be very fun to make a destination where there's an invisible thing that you can't actually see. So lucky for us on Kepler, there's a bioluminescent microbe that allows us to see all of this substance that's impacted this world so much. It allows us to see how it's impacted the plant life, how it's impacted the behavior of the people.
It's like growing over all of that,
and
like
we
it was
can
that
see
fallen
how
stuff
it
and
has been able to
protect. It's a
bring
cool
these things
looking
that are kind of unstuck in time into
sort of
this
retro
world.
futury
I do
sort
have
of stuff.
my
Like
Drifter hat
it's
for
kind of
just a
like, it looks like
second.
Clovis
Like,
stuff, but
what does
maybe
it
it's
smell
not
like? What does it
Clovis. It's like a
taste
different,
like?
Yeah.
maybe
Dark
Golden
matter,
Age, like
smells and
Destiny,
tastes
like
bleach and milk.
sci-fi brand or whatever you want to call it.
Cannot wait to get that show.
So that'd be cool if that's something like that.
It's zesty.
Really neat.
Yeah, should be good. Actually, so on the topic too of stuff in the trailer as well, we heard someone talking there. Can you tell us who that was?
Sure, that was Lodi. Lodi is a new character that we're introducing in Apollo. Not in Apollo, we're introducing him in the Edge.
Lodi, okay.
I want to give a special shout out to Brian Villalobos, who portrays Lodi and does a spectacular job. This character is fascinating. He's kind of a fish out of water, but the fun thing about tropes is to kind of put a twist on them, right? So what if that fish that we pulled out of the water was the most qualified fish to be pulled out into the air?
Down for anything.
It's down for anything. And what if that fish was kind of made to be pulled out of the water? I don't want to give away too much because this character is way more fun for the players to figure out what his deal is. But I will say that Lodi is very, very far from home.
Very fair, very exciting. So,
I do have to call out too before we start
Spider-Man, Far From
this,
Home.
You
in
and Robbie were
theaters now.
talking about how
He's
Lodi
Spider-Man,
is
confirmed.
Like a notice me
Oh
character.
yeah. Robbie wanted a senpai.
I did. Yeah, I wanted someone that I just wanted to spend a bunch of time with on this new adventure we're going on.
Yeah, a friend that we can look up to.
Yeah.
right, yeah. Notice me.
Notice
Notice
me.
me.
Lodi.
Yeah, of course,
He
it
will,
writes
he will.
itself, or rather, Allison does. So, with regards to the characters as well, so is it a whole new cast of characters in the Edge of Fate?
No, we're going to see some new faces like Lodi and other characters, but we're also going to see some familiar ones too. Ikora is here. The stakes are high enough that she's here investigating what's going on. And as it turns out, in one of our major mysteries,
Some cool armor. I
she's
like that
kind of
hunter
the
armor.
central.
Looks cool.
She was invited here.
Like
as
it's
was
like armor
Lodi.
plated, but it's like
Same
they
as
got some
we were.
wraps and stuff too. I'm
But all
down
of
for
it's
that.
kind of tied together.
exciting. So
yeah, the way oh, if I can
No, no,
yeah,
please.
no, yeah,
please,
like
yeah.
the way we think about this is about all these characters, their fates are intertwined in some
Yes.
way. There's these puppet masters that have been pulling the strings for a very, very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so, as a guardian and these characters involved, they're going to have to decide if they're fight your fate. Like that's what we think about. For these individuals, that's what they're going to have to go through and determine about how they can stand up to this new conflict that is surrounded by the Nine, because they are fated to be here. And what does that mean for them, and what does that mean for their future and the future of Seoul itself?
So with regard to these new characters
Cool.
and this world we find ourselves in, was there anything about that setting, or in particular, that really influenced the creation, rather, of this world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun facts. First off, if you've been paying attention to Destiny over the last week or so, you already know that there's been people on Kepler for a long time. That's an old-ass computer that you were putting those numbers into. We also know that the Vex are here. They're studying the Nine, because it turns out the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. As Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver. And kind of most importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the 3 dimensions that we can know and see and touch are very close to the realm that the Nine live in. And that means some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
Exciting.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, so
Cool.
we've been talking about
I like that.
invitations throughout this, and
Fallen
we need
Vex.
to call out an invitation that's actually going to be waiting in the game after this is over. Ride of the Nine begins today.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah,
I
right
believe we
on.
have a trailer to show.
Yeah, you were nice enough to bring a trailer along. I'll go ahead and give it a look really
Yeah,
quickly.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Three dungeons beckon. Cool. Yeah, I like the nine themed glaive is cool looking. Oh, they have like different armor on too. Is that like armor? They have armor themed to them, or is that like maybe like a shader that goes with them or
Right,
something?
So that's Ride of the Nine, which
Yeah.
Can you
is
explain?
our essential prologue story.
I noticed
for
that like
the Edge of
that
Fate.
Titan there had like a
And
different
these
shader than
3
that normal
dungeons,
armor set, that usual
that
armor set
featured in
does.
this event are free for all players starting today. And so what's really important about this is that these dungeons are both for veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders, people who've been in these places a lot, but also new guardians,
Yeah.
guardians who have never
I'm-
stepped
I'll probably
into
be
a dungeon
jumping in and
before,
playing
right?
some of this.
What
I'm-
was really important for us when we
I mean, obviously there are dungeons that have existed in this game for multiple years now. All 3 of them. And yeah, they're fun. Like Ghost. I'm not a fan of Ghost of the Deep. That one's kind of like I don't really like the water sections kind of slow it down major bit. But who knows? Maybe they use this opportunity to kind of make it update it and make it a little bit more interesting, or maybe that more explore mode. I think what they're calling it, like a little bit more casual version of the dungeon. Maybe
What's also
that's
really important about this
a
event
better
for,
version of the dungeon. I don't know.
prologue for the Edge of Fate is that it really
Be curious to see
reintroduces
what they
the
do with that.
Vasily into the game, and you're going to learn why her job is pretty crappy and why she quits.
Why she's ripping out of her skin.
At the beginning of this show, and so
And is
Andy,
now
we've
like
been
a
talking
Titan.
a bunch about how our Destiny expansions are changing the formula for Destiny going forward. So now I think it's time for us to start talking about how the core hobby of Destiny is changing going forward. The day-to-day of playing Destiny. We
Okay,
have a
I wanna hear
experience,
this.
and we've got
Yep.
someone else on the couch here to help us talk about that.
We have an expert in that very subject now who has gone ahead and joined us on the couch. We are now joined by the one and only Mr. Ben Womack, creative director here on Destiny. Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
There is a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good conversation we have coming up.
Yes.
But before we get into that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah. So I'm the Destiny 2 creative director for the core game, or the core hobby,
Yeah.
as we call it.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all parts of the game, everything from Edge of Fate, through our seasons, through the fundamental systems. And in particular, like Robbie was saying, I've been focusing on thinking about the kind of building blocks of Destiny 2 and getting those like not only stood up but also transformed and iterated on in some really exciting new places.
That's what I like
Go
to
ahead and
hear.
just start at the top. Can you tell us a little bit about what like the core formula of Destiny is changing and why?
Yes, so I think I need to start with the why first, because it's important to think about what is Destiny, what is great about Destiny. And Destiny is best when you have like awesome chases that you're excited about, you have really cool, powerful builds to make, and there's a mountain to climb that's right in front of you that you want to climb. You're like, I want that mountain, it looks pretty cool. And the thing that is not always true right now in Destiny is like it doesn't feel streamlined as it could. Players don't have as much agency. You know, we want to be player driven, we want to be more rewarding than we are. Because right now there are barriers to playing Destiny like in the best way. And those barriers are insurmountable sometimes.
Yeah,
So think about
all
that
very
whole
true.
picture of, okay, what is the Destiny that we really want, that has been in the past, that we also want to get back to, and where we want to go for the future? That's where all the changes you're going to see have started, like at their inception point. So it's a big piece of the pie.
Massive updates coming across so many systems of the game, and this is like we're just getting in, digging into the surface.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, to that same end, then, how are we making it easier, pardon me, to go ahead and just get straight into the fun?
Oh, no, let's do it, because that's exactly what we want to do. And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny with Edge of Fate, you're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say open director, it's going to say open portal. And the portal is our new front page of the game. We're trying to like get you to the fun as fast as possible, and as few clicks as we can. Like we even
look at that
there in the corner, so that it's like right immediately there, no fumbling around with the map.
Quick launch campaign.
And we're also
There's a
taking other
tower.
new parts of the game, the ritual game,
Solstice seasonal hub.
into these ops categories. So the idea is that we're having these different ops for different moods. We're having solo ops. Or have a bunch of fire team ops. We have pinnacle ops, and of course we have crucible ops. Still super important for the game.
Yeah. I mean, to start up at the top, can you tell us a little bit more about what's
No,
ops?
no Gambit
So
ops.
solo
Rest
ops
in
is
peace,
exactly
Gambit
what it
ops.
says on the
Rest in
tin.
peace.
It is a bunch of activities that are made.
Rest in
for
peace,
crucible players.
Gambiteers.
And the conception point of that was we want to make activities for players who have a smaller amount of time that they want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes
look
and
at
get
that.
some real progress.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah.
Get some loot and get your character
Oh,
forward and feel
interesting.
Like,
They're,
I had
like,
no idea
doing-
this
they had,
was
like, a-
great. And even if
It was
you
like
don't feel
a
like
battleground,
one,
like an
that's
Empire
fine,
hunt. They
because we
had like an
have
armor
activity type
reward.
that is designed for one player.
Interesting. How does that
to
work?
same end, what are some other ways that we can play and have fun using Portal as well?
Yeah, so Robbie actually has a great way of talking about this. So.
Yeah, some of the North Star that is what we talk about when we were developing the Portal early on was like, where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the Portal at your fingertips in one place. It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside of that category is any of those categories is gonna help you make progress. And so, because we want Destiny to be welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back to the game to join us with the Edge of Fate.
Some
And we also want
close-ups
this to be
of that
like a new
armor,
even
looking
playing
good.
field for everyone. And so,
Interesting
part of
looking
this
guns,
is a commitment
too.
from us as part of the core hobby and all the seasonal content we're building, that we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating this over time for years to come. And so, you're asking me directly, like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both of these are more around playing with other fire team members, shoulder to shoulder, where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too, but then pinnacle ops are more about those really long form or more challenging kind of focused activities like exotic missions, for instance. And so, and then the one thing we haven't talked about yet very deeply, but is incredibly important, and it's something that I think we've done for the first time like ever, or maybe since early D1.
It's kind of a return to form. in a lot of ways,
You're going to be able to experience the entirety of the power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP.
There you go.
So this means
PvP
like,
sickos, you're winning.
Yeah.
Which, like, I know
I
you,
do.
Dylan, too. I know you're that way, right? Like, I know both of y'all. Like,
PvP
you don't put the sweatbands
trial
on,
has a
you're gonna be able to
trials.
play the entire
Arms
experience
week.
of the season
Player
here
versus
and earn some of
player.
the highest tier loot that's also available in the game.
I have to say, this is like super exciting because like my player type or other folks out in the community, like they want to go in, they want to jam on PvP, but then their friends invite them to do a dungeon or a higher tier activity, and they're like, oh wait, I need to grind a long time to get up to power. Now through PvP, they can get up to power, and you can just bring them into that PvE experience and have a fun time with each other.
Yeah.
So.
That's honestly how I primarily played D.
Cool,
So I'm
neat.
really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core, obviously, of what you guys are talking about, play the way you want to play. It's at the center of all of it. What if I really want to challenge myself, push myself?
Oh yeah.
a little bit more?
That's important to us.
Yeah. So
Death's important to us.
Well, death, but also success.
Yes,
and
that's true.
from it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we really want to give agency. That's one of the things. Player agency, player driven towards loot and challenge. And so we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system. We have a lot more difficulty levels.
Yeah. That's what I like to
A
hear.
ton of new modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers along with all the old modifiers
50?
that we've released in the past that are going to make this big curated web of options for you to experience any of the PvP
Okay.
in the curator. And so like we have Banes.
So, like,
not just
different
old Banes, we
activities
have
and
new
then-
Banes as well. We also have boons to help you like get advantages in your
Oh, there's
activities.
a
and for your
they
build.
they have
We
a new
challenges
tier
and
above
trade-offs.
Grandmaster. What the
The
fuck?
fun part is you're
Oh,
going to
shit.
get these different combinations that are available.
Oh,
And you're
no.
going to make a mix that's actually going to change the way you play.
Yeah, it was
make pretty
Grandmaster, then
interesting,
Ultimate.
Sometimes be the way you prefer you play.
Fuck.
Like, there's a new boon called Grappler that I
Oh
personally
no.
love.
Me and the
Very quick and
GM,
quick.
my
You
GM
use
clan
your
mates are
grappler
gonna.
grenades,
I didn't know.
basically
I didn't see them
grenade. You don't
mention
get
that to me.
But they recharge super fast.
Be
So
curious to
if
see
you
what
build
they
a
think
block
about that.
now Spider-Man around any map. It's actually super fun.
It's so fun.
But yeah,
like, within the
50
art
new
of what
modifiers,
we're
I think is what he
talking
said.
about is
Wow,
we
that's
call the
that's
virtuous
wild.
cycle, right? Where you're going to be crafting your build, tinkering with the activity, looking at like how you can earn a higher tier of reward by taking on higher challenge. And as you earn better loot, you're looking towards that next mountain to climb just ahead of you all the time. And so this is really about how far you want to push yourself upwards within the portal itself. But also, we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right? That's the depth of the challenge that we're talking about. That's also, but we're also thinking about the people who don't have as much time to play with like solo ops. And also, if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared of customizing these activities.
Or you just don't feel
or
like
you just don't
it
feel like
today.
doing it. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you. We have a bunch of quick play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and fire team ops.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And we have fire team finder, and so you're able to like really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
Oh yeah, we
you know?
technically have matchmaking across every activity that exists.
Except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right,
But
yeah.
yes,
Yes, but
otherwise,
in the fire
aside
teams
from
or
that
pinnacle
one.
ops, it's everything.
Yeah, you'll have options to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as hard as you want it to
That's
now,
true, yeah,
which is
yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
You're
Oh.
talking about like all the
Solo
the different
strikes,
boons and
okay.
combinations. I think at one point you were saying around 50 or something like that. Those are
That'd
the
be fun.
ones, 50 new ones. So it's like you can take those into solo ops. Like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want Weenie Hut Jr., I want like esoteric level solo hardest thing in the world, like you can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it from the very start if you really want to.
Yeah.
And the,
Depends on how deep you want to go. Yeah, really.
yeah, and the point is
Cool.
that you're going
I
to
like this.
stretch
Yeah,
that
that's
bar
cool.
and want
Like-
the reward to feel like
Kind of mid maxing those
Yeah,
things and
you want to feel like as you're pushing yourself, you are rewarded for it. That is something that's really important to the vision here for the portal. Yeah.
Rewards, huh?
rewards. There are a lot of rewards, aren't there?
It's funny you mention it. Yeah, we've got Banes, boons, modifiers, but let's talk about gear for a little bit here.
Yeah.
What's changing about loot and why should Guardians care?
Yeah, so like talking about chases and mountains and builds, like gear's at the center of all of that. And we actually have two giant gear changes I'm gonna like put in two little buckets for us to talk about.
Yep.
The first one is Armor 3.0. And the next one is
Armor
Gear
3.0.
Changes. And so,
Okay,
like, talk
I
about
missed
Armor
that.
3.0 first. We are probably making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep
It's
around
huge.
the system. It's
yeah,
enormous.
It's a huge change.
Yeah,
like
so
oh yeah,
we're
like different.
adding
There's like those are like
set
different
bonuses, which is a long
icons.
feature, for all the new armor.
Class.
that we're gonna be able to get,
There's like a
at
class
different ones.
stat.
And we're redoing all the stats.
Super
You
melee.
can now like exceed 100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100 for
Armor
extra
set bonuses. Okay.
We're gonna every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to
Record.
Have all the
You
energy
can
built
you
in,
can
so
go
you
watch. I'm not
right
gonna
away.
pause it
And
for
it's-
every
it's
single
going
little
to essentially,
thing.
Like,
I'm sure there's content creators who have already done way more elaborate things in there, but that's really
Something we
cool.
can
Like
talk about
armor
too,
set
you mentioned tier
bonuses and
tiers as well.
it's different. Like the,
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single legendary weapon and armor that you can get is going
Yeah,
to
that's
have
cool.
5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5. And like we have a 5 gear tier 5 piece of legs armor on the screen right now, and you can see that.
Yeah, there's,
this
like,
is,
different
looks
mods
really
and
cool
stuff,
with the
too.
iconography, but it also has a ton more stats and
energy 11 of
The
11.
energy there.
yeah, the energy.
Ben.
Yeah, the energy says 11, and it's true.
11. Yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going.
Oh,
to 11
also
for-
power,
for
310
higher
power.
tier armor. And so if you want,
But then you're getting
built
plus
that,
110 from
give you
something
some new
else.
options you never had before.
It's like the
You're gonna have
artifact
to
stuff.
Challenge yourself to get more higher
They're-
tier
they're doing
armor
like a
and you're going
power-
to get yet more higher
They're like
tier upgrades
resetting the
with those items.
power, more or
This
less.
is also not something that's just relegated to armor, right? When it comes to weapons, they're obviously getting their own refresh as well.
Yes,
What's Destiny without chasing some?
You read my mind.
Yeah, like weapons
seriously.
are part of the player identity. You know, some people like have a gun that they love.
You
and
got fashion, and then you have gunplay.
that's
right?
true, though we do have fashion for your guns a bit now.
Hey.
Well, so because once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look. It's
Cool.
going to immediately identify it to you.
Triple
and
perks,
others.
look at that.
This
They
is
got
the
triple
highest
enhanced
tier
perks.
of this drop that you can
Dang.
get. It's going to show on the weapon. It's going to show on the icon. It's even going to show when you kill
Ammo
enemies with that
ammo
weapon.
generation
There's
is a
unique
new
kill effects for tier
thing
5
there
weapons
as
that you can
well.
turn on or off if you don't want it. but
Interesting. I
you
guess it has to do with those
enable, like, show
meters
know
that we
the
saw
weapon
in the
that
other.
is being used.
This is
like the
just
highest
a
tier you can get.
normal auto
Demon's Blessing,
rifle,
which
it
I
looks
think we
like.
have on screen right now. This is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I cannot put this thing down.
it's so good.
Yeah, when we're playing through the Edge of Fate right now, and it's what's really exciting about it for me is that like when you see that tier 5 drop, like you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making Destiny easier to just jump in, find the fun, make it accessible, but also create more depth.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we're thinking about. It's like how can we just make immediate, like you understand, like okay, this is probably better than the thing I have right now, depending on what gear tier it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good example of how much time and
Yeah,
effort
yeah.
is being put into these game systems to make them more like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0. We have so many new boons. We have a bunch of new stuff. And after 10 years of Destiny, this is going to flip some stuff on its head. So, I mean, we're going to have a bunch of blog content. We're going to have interviews with Robbie, with Ben, with more folks across the team that have been working on this. And then we'll also be
Nice.
elevating our creator community when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun time. But ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio, giving feedback early on some of these systems so they can be more approachable. And we're looking forward to all the feedback that's going to be coming after launch too. Like this is again one of our first steps into something, and then the community and we are going to build something amazing.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much feedback we've gotten from the community summits we've been running over the last year for the Edge of Fate, and just people reaching out to the community teams and others to us. Like your feedback is invaluable. So like seriously, like thank you so much. We're making this game together ultimately.
Yeah, it's incredibly important part of the process. Like I don't think we would be able to make what we do without it.
Yeah.
Working with the community is obviously a core part. Dylan, huge thanks to you and your team, obviously, for helping to lead that charge. And in advance for the big blogs you get to write. And then also our social media team will go ahead and get out the door. So go ahead and give us a follow.
I think, Ben,
But
you were saying you wanted to try to break the record for longest twid?
I'm more predicting we are.
Yeah. So
It's not about try, it's the state of things.
it's going to be a multi-month journey as we head towards launch. So
yeah, be a good time. But you know, we've been talking a lot about the core Destiny hobby. How does that extend into like how players are going to experience like a full year of Destiny?
Yeah, so we've been focusing
Let's
on
hear it.
improving and changing the formula of Destiny in multiple ways. And so progressing through the Fate Saga is going to be more meaningful with 2 expansions a year. We've been talking about how focusing our
Okay,
seasons.
July
and,
15th, Edge of
on the
Fate.
core hobby of Destiny and that
Next
commitment
update
to
is
continuing
September,
updating it.
Ash and
in addition,
Iron.
We're going to have 2 free major updates between each of our major expansions coming in the Year of Prophecy and beyond. And so ultimately that means there's 4 big beats happening in a year, 2 expansions, 2 free major updates between those expansions. So what that means we're not doing is paid seasonal content anymore. We're not doing separate seasonal storylines. And this also
Seasonal-
means
so these
we're not
2 major
building a
updates
bunch of
are-
activity
yep,
content
they're
that
free,
basically
like they
just
said.
goes away and is less meaningful to the game after 3 months. So we're instead focusing all of that effort that used to go there instead into building up the core hobby of the game so the core hobby stays fresh
Yes. Yeah.
and
Great.
exciting, you know, year
That's-
round.
yes.
And so
That's exactly what they should be
ultimately, this
doing.
means,
They
you know,
really,
open world
that's
for seasonal content,
good to hear them.
and
Yes,
also, these
So
major
just
updates
stating
themselves
that.
I'm signposting around right now.
It
The
shouldn't
size of
be
them
just
roughly,
about
the
seasonal
inspiration
throwaway
for
content. They've done that for long enough.
Okay.
So
Make
when you
make
say,
the
like,
stuff that's
into the
core
light for
better
folks
and
that
more
aren't out there,
interesting
like, what, for a
and
major
engaging
update,
to
how big
continue with.
is that? Like, how do you encapsulate
Yeah,
that?
so when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is like the inspiration of what it was. And with Into the Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building within it, but also a lot of the reprise stuff as well. And also, you know, with it came Onslaught, a new type of activity. It came with reprised exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do like a rad style event, a raid event with the Pantheon. And so for our first major update coming a few weeks after the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron. Right? And so with Ash and Iron, Yeah, we're going to be returning to the Plaguelands.
Returning to the Plaguelands. Can't wait.
It's going to happen.
Plaguelands, baby.
Oh.
That story is going to pick up.
Plaguelands- I think Plaguelands were,
Fate, and with it, we're going to have new activity
what was it, Wrath the
playing,
Wrath
a
stuff.
brand new exotic mission.
It's like Siva. Are they going to bring
new
Siva
types
stuff
of
back?
clinical
I don't
options,
know.
that for the first time, as well as, of course, what's Destiny without loot to chase? We've got new gear, new rewards, and two new.
Interesting they're doing that, but yeah, I guess that we're probably not getting Wrath of the Machine though. I would doubt that.
All the seasonal
If they
content
did-
going
they
forward
did, they would
is
tell us,
free
right?
for all players. All the activity content that exists in the portal that's free to play.
Very nice. So even to actually go one quick layer two deeper on seasons as well, what are some of the cool things that we're going to be able to do with the season that's launching alongside the Edge of Fate?
Yeah, Ben has been working on this space for the team for a while now, so I'm going to kick this one to him. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying to make any time the best time to hop into Destiny.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the ways we want to do that is we want to invest in events that are like accelerating the game and enhancing every part of the game, but also bringing new cool stuff. And actually, we've been working on this so long, we actually have some new cool stuff coming before the Edge of Fate.
It's a special little treat.
Yeah, special little treat. So this Friday, you can play a little event, maybe you've heard of it, called Heavy Metal, which is Tanks versus Briggs, a new PvP mode. It's super fun.
It's gonna be fun.
I would kind of wish I was playing it right now, not gonna lie. But the thing that people at home don't know is we have a new reward.
You just get a big like
Destiny
coin.
if you invest in this event if you go and play it. And it is a free-to-play event, so this reward is free to play. It is a new combat vehicle that goes in your Sparrow sled, combat Sparrow, if you will, called the Griffin.
A combat
And this
Sparrow?
Is a really cool, like, combat-ready vehicle you can take anywhere. You can summon a Sparrow, you can summon it and use it to fight your enemies and just have a really good time. And there's some
Wow.
there's some really cool build crafting things with this vehicle that I don't want to spoil right now, let people discover, but I'm super excited for it.
They all thought they were going to ride those skimmers forever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've been saying like, what was it? Skimmer is Flash, and the Griffin is Splash.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
The dad joke quota has been met.
We got to get one in.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's not all, right? Ben, like, you've got more for us, don't you?
Oh yeah. So like I just said, there's more events that
Yeah.
we've been making. There's one that's going to happen right after the launch of Edge of Fate. It's called Arms Week, and it's a 1 week long event, and you're going to be focusing on one weapon archetype in Arms Week whenever it comes around. And this one is going to give you a new legendary weapon of that type. It's going to have some volatile mods that are there for the week that are going to be super interesting and fun to play with, and some focusing you can do. But there is a problem when you say this event is going to be about weapons and about using them.
Yeah, you got to have a place to test all that out.
Right. And
Yeah,
so I mean, I've been doing DBZ this whole time. I don't know about
Sure.
the rest of you,
Those poor dregs.
right?
Yeah.
But there is a new way now. We have a new feature, a long requested feature that is being added to the game with Arms Week. It is the shooting range. And the shooting range is being added
Hey,
to the
look at
tower.
that.
It's a now permanent addition to the game with the launch of Arms Week. We're not taking it away. And you can go there and you can try out everything in your kit, everything about your build. With all sorts of simulations of different kinds.
Oh
of
wow! Yeah, you can
enemies
just throw
and
champions
situations.
in there.
It's all real damage numbers. It's like
It's even got a scoreboard.
it's even got a
For
scoreboard
you
right there.
and your fire
Very
team.
Yeah,
cool.
your whole raid team can go down into the shooting range and try out, like, see exactly how well you're going to do for some kind of boss at this range or
I was
with
going
a
to say, yeah,
strategy.
who can do most of the damage, right?
Yeah, well, you're
Exactly.
probably
Cool,
going to know.
cool.
Flag. It's not just a shooting range. Like, you can go beyond the firing line and use your abilities too.
Yeah, you totally can. And like, if you wanted to, you could even take in Prismatic and pop Transcendence and try that out. And well, I think the reason why we're not seeing that right now is because it's a Titan.
Yeah, it's a good soldier.
Yeah.
Standing on that firing line.
Yeah, staying on the firing line.
All about building that line and standing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
A lot of theory crafters are going to have to go.
Very
and upload
cool.
these to their Google Docs, I'm guessing.
This will be a really good tool. Like, as we're adding all of these different systems with gear tiering and all of that, you can go in and check those damage numbers in real time. Like, how do my stats change? How are these different gear bonuses going to affect my gameplay? You can see it in the tower now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about weapons,
Oh yeah,
got
well
one more thing, right?
Yeah, I know. There's one more thing. I know
Yeah.
you're excited. So there's more events. Of course, there's more events, and the holiday events are coming up. Where Solstice is right around the corner.
It's
as well.
summertime, right?
It's summertime. Summertime is Solstice time in Destiny 2, and Solstice has some really cool twists and such that we're planning. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to show you.
Thank you.
all
Yeah,
the new hollow
update.
foil
Please update
have
it,
for Solstice
Solstice.
weapons.
Please no more EAZ.
So,
Please.
here we go.
I'm begging on
This
my
is the hollow
knees.
foil treatment for Solstice in 2025.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It is.
That's cool.
It's so
It's
good.
amazing every time I look at it. It's
Year
it is
Tide
an ocean
Apex.
and
gun.
the
Solar
line-
submachine
Who
gun.
put the ocean on a gun? How did we do that? It's beautiful.
There's
I
like a
love it.
new
And
keel clip and some
any
kind of new perk.
Weapon that drops for this event can have a hollow foil.
Yeah,
no
so it
matter
could be
what
a
the
tier 1 or tier 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, any
exactly.
weapon can have the hollow foil.
Yeah,
when playing through
the tier 5 hollow foil.
Ooh.
Like that's gonna be a chase. our other events will also have holofoils.
Yeah, like Arms Week you're talking
Arms Week
about.
will have its own holofoil treatment. Like we're every event, a major
Yeah,
event
cool.
will have a holofoil treatment. The holidays will have their own kind of special one, but yeah, Arms Week will have their holofoil drops that you can farm as well.
Super exciting. No, it's going to be a good time. I'm going to have way too much stuff to chase down, so appreciate you guys putting all the hard work in. Obviously,
Yeah, I like how give me
I
cool
believe
gun
I have
effects
one
and
more
shit.
thing.
Holofoils.
Yeah, I mean,
Down
we've
for
been
that.
talking a lot about here are the free updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff, Edge of Fate, but we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to talk
That's
about
right.
it.
Yeah, Allison.
She's the best one to talk
Yeah,
about.
we've got something very exciting, and so once again, Allison, thank you for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so excited to be the one more thing.
Yeah, it's a tradition around here, so we're glad that you could obviously go ahead and lead us into this one. But, you know, as Dylan mentioned, we've talked about the Edge of Fate, but this is the first year we're going to be doing 2 expansions over the course of a year. Can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah.
So
I saw a little bit of this already. This was definitely the thing I saw people in Discord chats I'm in like popping off the most for. Curious to see more directly though.
Innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate. What I can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about it later, is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more.
Social
But
mechanics.
More importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come. It is an essential Fate saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start.
Okay,
It's
hearing that part is
universe that
more
all of us here on
reassuring
the
than
couch
what
grew up
the
in,
things I
as
saw.
well as
So
everyone
that's
else in the
okay.
studio and millions of
Okay,
you back
let's
at
yeah.
home, too. It is a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
Let's take a look.
Hear the march. A warlock with a freaking lightsaber. Man.
Okay, Robbie, what did we just see?
Yeah, so that's Renegades, which is coming out this December. And to really drive it home here, Renegades is a one-of-a-kind Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration from other genres like dark fantasy or cosmic horror, Renegades takes the space western vibe and aesthetic that is Star Wars. And it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately, it's created a new lawless frontier that is emerging within Seoul. And so, like, we're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside the free major update with Ash and Iron. But right now, today, we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner with the Edge of Fate.
Absolutely. No, I heard a lot of calendars get marked just now on September, but
Hopefully.
no, super excited to share more of that in the future. But that actually leads us to the conclusion of today's show, which again, we covered a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a lot today.
Yeah, this has been a
Like a
big
few
show,
things.
Yeah.
honestly. No, we went through a lot of it. So let's go ahead and quickly double check. We obviously went through, and the Year of Prophecy, pardon me, is going to go ahead and kick off on July 15th. And this kicks off a brand new multi-year Fate saga and our new focus on the core hobby of Destiny. The first expansion, The Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid launching on July 19th.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
So you're going through a lot of information. We already covered that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, you can't just sneak in a raid date. We have a new raid coming with the expansion, July 19th. We're going to have a bunch of blogs. We're going to have the rules, regulations, all that kind of stuff for our raid race.
Of course.
We invite everybody to come in, try to go for that world first title. And yeah, I mean, just stay tuned for more details. We're not going to spoil anything. It's a raid. We got to keep it secret.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, everybody mark your calendars.
Yeah. Bungie.net is the place to go ahead and learn more. And again, follow our social media channels. Do us all a favor. So in addition to that, again, as we noted, Ash and Iron, our first free major update, will be launching on September 9th. Renegades, very exciting, will be launching in December. And then keep an eye again on our social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're available. But as far as today goes, the Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now. Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate Edition will go ahead and unlock the New Land Beyond.
New Land.
Beyond.
That
Okay.
Sniper.
Super
I can't wait, man.
I can't wait, same, honestly. That'll be unlockable in addition to several other goodies. And also, we've also got a collector's edition that'll be available.
Oh, more Star Wars armor, of course.
With a awful lot of
Of course.
stuff, including this cool statue that you may have noticed here that's been sitting with us on stage. This is one that you can go ahead and add to your collection as well, but that's not all that's in there. Is there, Allison?
We got the writing team got a little excited on this one. We put a lot of lore goodies into this collector's edition. So like that weird metal thing, that weird envelope. Boy, weird. Wonder what's up with that.
Just decorative
You
points?
should probably read it. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do a dramatic reading as soon as
Yeah, we should go downstairs immediately after.
It's
this.
really
Oh yeah, right after this.
Count me in. And then again, too, as far as today goes, Rite of the Nine. This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate, and like all of our events moving forward, is going to be a free to all players. So make sure and go ahead and check that out when that arrives. And before the show wraps up, make sure and stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating our good friend Sammy Cat as well. So go ahead and give her a follow. Tell her we said hello in chat. Pardon me. If you have any Twitch Prime subs or anything like that, go ahead and do us a favor. Drop it over there and check out her stream. She's going to be having a good time. But that concludes it for us here today. So for starters, huge thanks to my teammates here for joining me.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, yeah. Robbie, Allison, Dylan, of course. There we go. We got.
There you go. That's it.
And of course, Mr. Dave Samuel. Thank you all so much.
Very cool. I mean,
and then,
yeah,
of
this
course, to the
that
crew
was
that
this
puts all
stuff. Yeah, it was a
this
solid,
this
look
doesn't
at this
happen by
stuff.
accident.
I mean,
Thank
I
you
will
all so
say
much
as
for all your
like
hard
again,
work
I'm
and,
a
dealing with me on these last
like
couple of
the
days.
core stuff was
And
what I
of
wanted to
course,
hear them
everyone at
really
home, to all our
refreshing and
guardians out there in
updating.
the community,
Didn't give a ton of
thank you.
details. I'm sure they're going to put out
This is
blogs, like I said, they're doing blogs and Twids. They kind of gave more of a general overview with this thing, and like it seems cool and really interesting.
Take care of yourselves.
I like the Metroidvania vibe to. I like the Metroidvania vibe to the the new destination that's coming with Edge of Fate. Yeah, like I heard about the Renegades is one of the things I saw beforehand, because I saw people in Discord chats I'm in and other places just being like, wait, is this like a Star Wars? Like we're to be Guardians going to the Star Wars universe? It doesn't seem like it is that. It seems like it is just more like a direct homage to Star Wars and like that sort of bounty hunter stuff. And like it seems like we're going to like a desert planet or something like that. I mean, I don't know. Like if it's just like a general homage, I'm totally cool with that. But I still like it to be still Destiny, and like hearing Allison kind of point out where like, yeah, it's still gonna have a important storyline to pushing Destiny forward, but also Star Wars, please. Star Wars nerds, buy our stuff. Oh God, please. Like it felt a little bit like that. Like, and I get it. They got to make their money. They got to try and keep the train rolling for Destiny. And Marathon. We know who knows what's gonna happen with that. But yeah, I mean, I'm still excited for all this. It looks really cool. I would have liked to, I think it's one of those things where like they didn't give us super in-depth details about like the armor changes and the weapon changes. And some of that stuff is frankly just going to be stuff I have to like start playing and to really feel the difference of. You can't really immediately see it where it's like when they do like, oh, here's like a new super or like new aspect or subclasses. You can't immediately see an entirely new thing when they just go like, okay, armor 3.0, look, there's like more stuff here and the stats are different, and you have perks now, and like you really won't actively feel that unless you're just like playing, right? Like that's kind of stuff I'm just gonna see a bunch of text on the screen and new UI and be like, okay, sure, yeah, kind of nod my head. And the same with the weapons, like the weapon tier stuff was cool. I like that conceptually, and I like the kind of change of pace of like having giving you more opportunities to just kind of play a bunch of different shit across the game solo, but also like in a multiplayer sense if you want to. You can also do it at like higher challenge tiers. It seems like they're introducing a tier above Grandmaster. That's what it looked like in that tier. So that's pretty interesting for sure. But yeah, I overall looks good. It looks like, to quote one Dado, it looks like more Destiny. But it looked like a lot of fun. So I'll be there. I still always show up for Destiny. But I am definitely still have a lot of questions about things. But like they said, they're gonna do blogs and things like that. So that's my thoughts on Destiny. If you stuck it through with me through this longer video, appreciate it as always. And yeah, I'll probably do some follow-up videos whenever we get blogs and things of interest that I want to talk about. But I'll see you then. Yep. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.